Okay, well, what I would like to do with this article is pick up where we left off last time with that no forehead skull, which now has a name, and that's one of the things the article's about. But even more importantly, there's a couple of things I want to clear up about the model we've got and where the place this actual skull was found. And first up, I'm going to hold up the model. Here it is here. Now, I think it's pretty obvious. You can see why we call it no forehead. There it is sideways. Now, that is the beginning point. To an extent, I feel like the final model is not quite as severe as it should be, but that's just a minor point. But you can see how severe that is. Secondly, there's been a point made that maybe seemingly it was found in Australia, and maybe it wasn't found in Australia. And what I need to say about that, pardon me, but someone's got the camera at the wrong angle, is that at the first site, there were 12 other people there. The farmer was there. The government investigated and wrote letters to me about being on that site with those skulls. Mate, we were there, and there's plenty of people there who swear to it, including the government, that we were there. I got letters from the government at one stage threatening to put me in jail because I was at that site with that skull. So look, it's not seemingly, it actually happened. All right, on to today. What we've looked at again is we've compared we've got in more detail with a comparison between the Homo sapien that we've got, which is this thing here. I'll hold it up. There it is. It's a model we've got of a Homo sapien, and of course the no forehead skull, and here's the model we have at the moment, which I'll try and aim properly if I can. Turn it around. God, I should do this properly. There we go. There it is there. Okay, now what we found is this. Number one, we looked at it in this more detail. I mean, the eyes are pretty obvious to begin with. The eyes of one is 4.7 times 4.7, and the other one's 4 times 3. So there's a big difference, about 46% in the size. But what's just as important, to be honest, ladies and gentlemen, is the positioning of the two sets of eyes. And you'll find when you sit them one alongside the other, which I am at the moment, you'll find straight away that there are other differences. The eye socket of one compared to the other is much thicker. The one we've got is twice the thickness of a Homo sapien. The actual top edge of the two different eyebrow ridges, mine's more recessed, the Homo sapien sticks out more, the other one's recessed. And then the important part, ladies and gentlemen, let's look at the nose, and I'll hold both of these up for a sec. I can't hold them both together, I have trouble with this. Okay. You'll see that's basically an oval. That's an oval. That's a Homo sapien. Here is the one here. And what you've got is a triangle that starts at a very high position up the top there, and the other one's an oval. So what we started to do is made a comparison, and we found that no matter whether you look at it at a very big level, if you look back a fair bit, and like the most important part, ladies and gentlemen, and this is this thing here at the back here. That's the back of the skull there. Look how it flares up. Here is the sapien skull at the back. And basically, it just curves out in the middle, then goes back. The same way it goes forward, like an oval. Nothing in common with each other. Now, one thing that has been, a mention that's been made is that because of the fact this is a very, when you look at it front on, this one here is an extremely archaic individual, and it looks old. So some people say, why don't we compare them to Homo heidelberg? And we did that. Now, Homo heidelberg, and I'll introduce this one, I'll try and do a better job than I have with the others. Here he is here now. Doesn't have much of a forehead, to be honest, and runs back a bit like ours does. It runs back a fair bit, but it's still got a much higher forehead up there. But look at the eyebrow ridge. And we've got that circle again, the oval. And this is really thick. And this one, the one from the no forehead, virtually has no eyebrow ridge. And we did a comparison of 17 features like we did last time. And the difference this time, with the first one, it was a 56% difference. This time it's 134. Nothing in common. Now, the moral of this story is no matter how many times we do this, we're going to come out the same way. whatever we compare this being against, it doesn't come up the same. And that's really the story. Obviously, it's got to go back on the country and be buried properly and given ceremony. But I would hope the science is done first so we can work out where it comes from. Because it's not a sapien. It's not a Homo, what's it called? Homo heidelbergensis, rather. And nor is it a Neanderthal, nor is it a Denisovan, and nor is it nothing like them. Remember, it doesn't have 3 sutures. That's a really important part. What it is, well, that's our take, it's Pleiadian. But of course, we get into so much trouble for saying that, but well, people would be disappointed if we didn't. But our take is that it is a Pleiadian, and that's why it hasn't got the suturing. That's why it's got nothing in common with any other hominin that's there. And remember, the skull case of this thing, whatever it is far larger than these 2 that I've just shown you, and far larger than any other one. So whatever it is, it's far smarter than we are. And right now, we're in short supply of that. So something's got to give. But at the moment, ladies and gentlemen, there it is. And no one's got an alternative except that it doesn't fit.